So we has one section of the DPF there for the Range. That's obviously doing, as you can see it. So I've got the bolts out there, we've got those two out there, got that sensor off, we've got these sensors off, we've got one bolt out of there. One so far, man. One's all I've been able to get so far. I've taken the prop shaft out to make it any easier. But you can see how it all works on this bad boy. So you can see the exhaust gas that's coming through here is missing that chamber altogether, so we need this chamber off as well. So you can't really see into it very well, but I think we best just get it all cleaned anyway. I'll get it inspected anyway at least, because it's quite intermittent. The time my mum actually run the customer home, which is half a mile up the road if you're lucky. By that point the light had went off, so the light's been coming on and off I think. We had an underboost and an airflow meter code, so it's probably this it's choked. We've seen that's choked up a bit, so get this in a bit off. More Costa. The big Rangy back together with the DPF. That's not changed for me. Right, so hopefully that's good. What's the concern? Throttle pedals. Oh, that's my bad, wasn't. It's definitely a concern, but no. No fault codes. Interesting. So, a big Rangy. DPF's cleaned. Is really intermittent, for what I can gather. I think it went to Birmingham or Manchester or something, and the light came on, restricted performance, and then it went back off when it came back home. And I think about 3 weeks later it came back on. So I've had those DPFs cleaned out. It did do a bit of smoking in this car when we first driven it, so I'm wondering if that's what that's been. And obviously when we've driven it there, there's been a load of crap coming out of it, but that's obviously been all the cleaning stuff. And obviously we started up, there was a load of water on it, and that was even when I was sitting in the DPF and I stood up for a while as well. So so we cleared the fault codes. We didn't clear the fault codes when we took the DPF off it. Put it back on and just scanned it with the fault codes that were still in it. They were still the same. Mass map correlation fault for the map sensor, and a turbo underboost. But there was no lights on when we started it, and those codes were still there. So I cleared them all now, ran the vehicle. That's just engine. Scan it again, I'll make a fool of me. Nah, power control module's all good. Door, there's an issue with the door. That's really a bit it at the minute. So I think we all need to get it run down the motorway. We'll leave it running so you can get it nice and hot and sticky. Take it for there, I think. So two faults in the passenger's door module. I think they've always been there.
You still filming?
Still filming just now. So yes, we're still filming, and yes, we've still only got those two fault codes. So the only one I've seen on this for the engine when I rebuilt the thing was active engine lighting. I've never seen that again, so I didn't have any of those turbo codes or anything. So yeah, it's maybe when it gets all hot and sticky. It's a Landrover air filter, my latest on it. So I don't see any issues being with that. So that's what it came back with. Heater control module, intermittent, that's for your audio. Right. Use loss communication. I need to worry too much about these. The passenger's door, we can live without that now. This one might be interesting in the future. Loss communication with heater. I've seen that before and it was instrument cluster. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Again, thank you all for liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel. A few comments over the weekend as well, so thanks very much again. Appreciate all the or like subscribers on the YouTube and TikTok, you can get us on there as well. So see, we've got a big rangy back. Got a big rangy back. She's been down to the Birmingham. She's been about rescuing German Shepherds, so Ukrainian German Shepherds. She's been down there, and on the motorway down there, she come up with that big nuisance light on these Range Rovers, the big red triangle for restricted performance. So, and then come back to Birmingham, drove back okay, in the restricted performance mode. And I never heard from the customer, I never heard from the manager, so I'm already. And then I followed her up, she says it seems to be going okay. She's fine, cool, let me know how it goes on, and then eventually come back in. So come back in about 3 weeks later, the fault code for turbo under boost, correlation fault, I think p006a. Don't quote me on that, I will go back and check with that, and I will put that on the link that in the video as well. So, but what we found is we found a crack in the inlet manifold. So we checked the DPF, because I've seen them before, choked up on these, and what can happen like guys, is if you don't have your DPF looked after, you don't have it cleaned out, then what happens to them is all that back pressure in the engine. So basically what you're doing is you're choking up that DPF, you're shoving a banana up the tailpipe, a bit like Eddie Murphy. So this is from another one of these engines, a 306 DT, and the DPF was completely choked on that. Now I believe the customer just kept driving it until it eventually, you know, snapped the chain. So snapped the chain on the passenger side inlet camshaft. So the inlet cam wasn't going around, bent valves, bad news, but I believe it was the DPF that caused it. So we checked that, had it all cleaned out. It did look choked, to be honest with you, it did look a bit choked up. It's low mileage, this thing, 103,000 range. So, so I've already cracked on a wee bit, obviously I've got some bits off. Take these in. So easy. So I've got some bits off. I've managed to get the fuel rail out just by slackening the EGR off, so thankfully I've managed to get that out. See, we've got some coolant pipes out off it as well. There's nothing running out there anymore, so we can take that bung out. Got a bung in there as well. So we're going to get the breathers off the back. We'll get the rest of this pipe out. I'm going to use a lovely new snap-on tool, man. Look at this bad boy. Heavy duty cable, right or left-handed configuration. Hose clamp pliers with flexible cable. Always handy. Always handy. Better than these things, to be honest with you. I do have another little cool one I bought. Not actually used it yet. This one here. It's just a Blue Point one, hose clamp tensioner. You can see it does all these lovely quality ones. You can see all the different bits on it. So it does loads of different types of clips there, you can see that. So some tools for you guys. We're going to use this one on the ranges. Some of the bits are quite difficult to get to. We'll probably need the timing casing off again. I will try and see if there's enough movement. Different on these, the labour time on this one, 2.7 for removing the rocker cover is about 4.2 hours. This one however is 8 hours. I believe it can only be because of the EGRs are different. So you can see this EGR is the old style, that one's the newer style EGRs. Twin turbo variant, single turbo variant, 2.7 litre, 306 DT, 3 litre, so the full binner. So we'll get the injectors out it. We'll get this pipe out the road, see if we can get as much wiring out the road and stuff as well. And then we'll start cleaning. Before we start removing the rocker cover, we'll start hoovering because look at all the crap. And we just did an oil change on this, so we'll probably do an oil change on it again. We'll see. We'll get a good old clean up, new injector washers, yeah, everything new on it. I mean, we looked after this big girl. Getting old, but now the Land Rovers, I mean, this one's 10, 12 year old now. These models especially now, wiring and stuff like that, it's starting to get loads of issues with them. You know, I had one in at the start of the week as well. Took fuel tank out it, fuel gauge wasn't working, couldn't actually find anything, drift, no, sitting, no. Cleaned everything, put it back just to see what it would do. Lo and behold, it was working. Filled it up with fuel, wee bit in it anyway, try it, not put too much in it because I need to drain it again. And yeah, so we put all that fuel tank back in, on the block. No, we had the 30mm, 29mm light was on, so cool, that's working. Put some more fuel in the big fuel. It was another autobiography actually, same as this one, just no DPF, same age. I think maybe just a light registered one. So yeah, ran the block, 30 mile we had, 29 mile, light came on in that one, so we just fueled that up because we could see it was working again, and I took it home. There's like 4 million speed pumps at my home, and it's been working fine, so hopefully that continues to work fine, but definitely they're getting problematic now, these old L320s now, so L494, I've not seen many of them in yet. I believe they'll be coming soon, so stay tuned, we'll crack on here. There we go, you can see how that bad boy's working, and you snap on one, quality stuff. So put it over there, snap it on. So see, it's clamping that, which is just to get that fuel pump wire out of there. Let's give us a bit more room, not a great deal, but a bit more. Take this pipe out now, and take that pipe out, and we'll maybe start taking the injectors out. Obviously I've taken a load of bits off this here filter. Did swap here flow meters on another one. Sadly it was not just an airflow meter, so it's actually cracked in here. I'll show you again, I've got footage of it, but I'll show you once I get that off. Much easier to see, I mean there's foam covering it at the minute. So we'll get that off, let you see what's in there. So we'll get all the oily mess cleaned up now that it's been spewing out. So everything's all covered on it, everything's all cocooned in there like this side was. So you can see the pipes over there, holding that in tight. See how tight that one is. So thankfully I've been able to get this side off. Alright, so let's get this wee pipe off. We'll see if there's a lovely snap on. New boy. Get that one. Oh, get that. That's awkward the way I've put that. So, yeah. Oh nah, I think I'll just beat that. I'll just beat for where it is. I've tried turning it. Aye mate, are you all exhausted? Is there another bit in the van still? Aye. Right deal. Let's see, come on man. Slow me down. Cheers, fella. Stephen. Yeah. Stephen's my name. This is my island. Right, my island full of crap Land Rovers, man. Come on. Well, this one's alright. I like this one so far. So far it's been semi-clean to me compared to some of the other ones. Some of the other ones have been a right pain. And they hold a lot, god damn you, hold a lot of secrets, these Lambos. It's like wallpaper, hides a multitude of sins. And you think you've got a good house. Honestly, really, the only reason I made this bit here is for the fuel pipe. One of the hard lines is over the top of the... well, there's two, but open. Just need one. Oh, I've got to be some turn, you bugger. There we ended up. I might be able to get it out. Right. let me down, snap on. You only cost 4 million. Oh, you beauty. Come on. Oh, yes, yes. Could you come out? Right, so she's been a tight one. She's been on here for life. She's not had to play. Oh, slack on the clamp. Can we go any tighter? A little bit. Come on! Why you got to fight this, Land Rover? Turn this, she's gonna come off. Oh no. Right, okey doke. Let's have it up. Oh, I'm being on it, I think. That's what's happened. I'm going to hit myself. Is that unclamped? That's unclamped itself, god damn. Yeah, that's like a fuel line or something, we don't want that. Oh, that's not so good. So that's absolutely cutting through there. Jesus. Oh, hey! Yeah, 1 million newtons of force, but we got it. Right, so underneath there's one of those fuel pipes. Right, so funny games. I'm slacking that, but it doesn't make any difference. So there's another bolt somewhere. Right, so we'll be back. So I've fished all my tools out many times. So everything is pretty much off. Just the rocker. So, and one pipe. This pipe here, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to manage to get it out here. I hope so. So, and we've got all the bolts at the rocker cover. If we need to take any casing off it, we will. Listen, see. I've just removed the bolt for there at the minute. Probably will need it off, to be honest with you. It's a bit tight looking. It's a bit tight. So we'll soon see. Bungle that up now. Get a blow. Give it a blow. that cover. I should get some of the crap out there. Start moving the bolts. See what it does. So, choose the crack. So, this was over the top of it. So, you can see for p006a 321. I've marked them the other way, no matter. I know where they go. So, you can see that I busted that a little bit, try to get in to see in the back here, which is where it was busted. So, you can see right along here. Right along here. You can just see all the plastic moving, the big crack. So, right along here, that's a crack, split. That's a wee hole there, so right there, right along that ridge there. See it? You can just about see it. What happened was I still had enough on it to run it. And you can spray it with running, you can see that brake fluid, brake cleaner just drying up instantly. So right along there is where that crack is, right all the way along there, and there's actually a little hole there. So I'm surprised we couldn't hear it, to be honest with you, with the wee hole. But no, we couldn't hear any bus leaks from it. And a bit there, it's actually got a little hole. Right, I'll get all this off now. So there you go, you can see that's all off. I'll get it all cleaned up now. So what I did is I just slackened these here. So fingers crossed, all goes back together. No problems. So that's a new one. You can see a nice shiny new one. Oh damn, that's the packaging. So you can see it's pretty much identical. It's identical, it's the same thing. It's just britpart that make it. So the Landrover one, obviously, we've got that split. So for the britpart one lasts a bit longer, right in there, it's split. Right in there. So right along that ridge there, crack runs through there, pretty much to about there. Cafe, so that's boosters going in there and back out there somewhere. So we'll get it all cleaned up now. Clean out these ports as best we can. Clean all these bits up. So that's your inlet ports there. We got faces I could clean up. Never easy working on Land Rovers. Never easy, man. So, Rangeroversport, Costa Brute's done now. Got a new manifold on, Power of the Sun, Dimico torch there, it's nice, eh? Durite, sorry, not Dimico. So I've got a fuel rail back on, I've got that difficult fuel rail, fuel pipe in. I'm going to clean the injectors up. That one there, the seats are all soaked in oil, so obviously with that thing spraying out there, no good. So I'll get new washers, we've got new washers for it, and I'll give the seats a wee clean to blow it, get them all topped in, and we'll get the rest of it all brought up. So a bit of a squeeze, man, everything's a squeeze on these, man. Such big cars too, such big cars, you know, loads of room in the cab. If you're a big 7-foot guy, this is what you need. Unfortunately working on them is not the best. So we'll get the injectors in, we'll get a big huge crossover pipe as well, we'll need to fight with as well. Loads of bits to put in. I know it doesn't look much, but there's loads of bits there, and there's still bits in the boot as well, so... so, a few bits in there as well to go back together, so God, they're always fun and games, aren't they? So, always fun and games, these Land Rovers. So, we'll crack on here. A breather as well, again that was difficult. We need to put our foam back in, we'll clean our injectors, we'll clean the throttle body housing, we'll clean everything on it, we'll get all the pipes all cleaned up as well. Get everything cleaned up as best we can. And you see how I did it, I slackened the EGR so that I could get this out, so that I could then get the bolts, slackened the cover as well, taking quite a few bolts off of this side, just slackened the ball out. Obviously you need that one out for sure. And I was able to move it, take that off as well. And then what I did on the bits, so like this wee half moon bit in the back there, I just put a wee smear in and there with some silicone. By the time we're done that should all be set, so hopefully I don't have any leaks. So there's one of the bolts just for it, so that's the bolts for the rubber. Just very BMW, to be honest with you, very BMW. That's just my bunk. That's just my bunk to stop anything doing the bores. But we're going to get a wee clean out anyway. So we'll get a wee seat cutter on there, give it a wee cut, get new washers, bish bash bosh, should be all good in the hood. So stay tuned guys. Right, so I put this in, the injectors are back in, just put this pipe in, get this bolted in there. Get it all bolted up. In fact I might put my injector covers in first, clean that bit of pad, clean that bit of foam, put that in, and then I'll put that pipe in. Actually, be a better plan when we can start. You know, tidying up all these bits. Let's get a wee bit further in here. That's just in there like so. That's got to go into here. Maybe that one, that one. No, that's the right one. Right, okay, I'll let it go. I'll figure that out. So we're getting there with this one. So never rains, but it pours in Scotland, it pours it down. So the big rangy sport, you can see where my torch, not sure where my torches went. I see she's all back together. We've did that rocker cover. There's the old crap one down there. All this mess to clean up now, all this lovely mess. So I've really just got a fan cowl to put back on it. And did I tighten up? Yep, that's all good. Tighten that one up. Yep, that one's all dead. So aye, I've had it running. I have had it running. I've not put the machine on it yet. I will need to get a big autel on it. But there wasn't any faults on it. What was happening was you could drive it about, and for me, if you drove it like Miss Daisy, I didn't like it. If you drove about like Miss Daisy, she brought that big red nuisance light on, restricted performance, all that jazz, and obviously we're seeing the crack in the manifold, so if you're lost in boost, that's obviously why it was doing that. So have had it run. It did take a bit of a while to get going. Obviously we've put the new injector washers in it, cleaned up all the seats from my injector seat cutter, and then it did take about 5 up, but she did 5 up and the lights on, so that's taking a while again. Come on. I'm hoping the fuel, 0 miles, 21 miles on the range, red light on, probably the bonnet, to be honest with you. A wee stammer fit there. Sounds okay. But then it sounded okay before. So we'll need to get it fueled up and get it road tested and all that. We'll get all that crap. We'll get my welder, my big Sealy welder at the road. It's my favourite tool in here. Hopefully be using it on that bad boy pretty soon. We've already been doing some. But so we'll get all that crap cleared out the road. We'll let us run up to temp. We'll get some more fuel in it. We'll put the suspension back up now that we're no longer need it to be at access height. I'm vertically challenged, so as low as we can get these. One of my technicians in when I was a Mitsubishi foreman, I just used to get a couple of wheels or something like that. It still wasn't enough for my old friend Derek in Mitsubishi. He would let all the tyres down on it as well, so he would let the tyres down the L200s, not for changing engines and stuff. Easier, and still a backbreaker, but aye, a bit easier. Aye, so no lights on, the red light's probably because the bonnet's open to fuel. But aye, sounds good, and no management lights, so fingers crossed guys, we'll get the machine on, get any faults in it cleared, get the fuel in it, we'll get that run home. We may need a canoe, but I mean, Jesus man, that's coming down, this is summertime. So aye, there you go, Iceland home delivery. Get your beard, you can't even hear the thing running because of the bloody rain, so there you go guys. There you go, so you can see it's coming in. A bit rainy, so thankfully no leaks. Did got the gutters done, fixed my leak on that side. Yeah, so aye, she's plodding away quite nicely there. What is this? I've never been able to get this back into the position. No idea what's happened, so I'll put a wee cable tie in there or something. I don't know. A wee cable tie or something just to hold it. But aye, so she's running away. I will need to top up that coolant a little bit actually. I should hopefully have no issues this time. This is a brand new bottle, so obviously we did the active anti-roll bar pipes on this, and I had issues with some sensor wires and stuff like that I couldn't just couldn't get to the bottom of. I eventually got to the bottom of that, and then right, that's it ready, and then this failed. So the wee sensor on the bottom failed, so nightmare. Not sure what that's just the pipe. I thought it was a screwdriver or something. So we'll get that coolant topped up, we'll get a bit of fuel put in this big bad boy Rangy, we'll get it off this lift. Now it's never been on this, it's just been parked there, but we'll get it off at Bradbury. Then we'll do a lift back for a wee Costa service in the morning. So there we go, we've got lost communication with the heater control, passenger door, which I've known about. The rest all seems good, the rest all happy. Power control module, no faults there. I've been a wee run in it, I will take it home with me and just make sure it's all good. We will need to put more fuel in it as well. It's only showing 20 miles range, so Chapel Hall and back, it's about a mile. So aye, not much fuel in it, so it's showing 20 miles, big 306 DT engine, so she'll be thirsty. So aye, thankfully we've not really had any major issues. It's all tight in there, but not much easier if we know about this when we did those active anti-roll bar pipes when the body was off. But is what it is, and it's done now, so there's no faults there, thankfully. Got a big portion. Let's see how it sounds, although we weren't hearing any boost leaks from it. No big clouds of smoke out the back, so. Right, well, the big girl, she got one of now. She's 20 miles, we get a couple of revs there. The mileage on this bad boy now. Oh, I think I went past that. So she's only done 104,000 miles. And I think it's all genuine. Looking at the steering wheel condition, steering wheel, gear stick, seats, they're not busted. I had one in here that said 40,000 miles and the driver's seat was all torn. And that was an L494 and it needed an engine. So we put an engine in it. So they're fun and games, these Land Rovers, but if you don't like a challenge, don't work on Land Rovers. So this Rangeroversport now need to get into depot, we need to swap like that ramp now, so we need a working ramp. And I think it's dropped a valve or broke a valve spring or something. Something's happened.